Hi, everyone. Welcome to this general spread. I wanted to stay true to form and just show up for what I've been doing consistently, specifically over the past 2 weeks. I hope you're feeling well. Let's see what the cards have to say. Lots of there's so many common themes that show up. It's so interesting. Sometimes I take these common themes as, not sometimes, I usually take these common themes as a sign that there's just something about this thing that we're dealing with right now that we're not understanding. Wow. Okay, that's enough to work with. All right. Hopefully I deliver this right because the messaging here is incredibly positive, very beautiful, love-filled, whole fulfillment. But I must say with the, all right, let me start with the opening. 7 of Discs is the opening energy that we were given to work with here. This is where I'm at personally, where the general frequency is you're here, you're lying down, you're looking at this horizon. You see the sparkle, the colors, the shine, but you're still pretty doubtful about what exactly it is that you're looking at. You don't quite understand it. It's almost akin to how we've been handling all of these interstellar bodies that have been hovering around our solar system currently, where if you listen to the way a lot of specifically logic-minded physicists speak about it, they talk about it as if it's a potential threat. And this is kind of the same thing where we're looking at something, don't know what it is, could be a threat because we don't know what it is. We just don't know what it is. This card also speaks of inertia, kind of like stagnancy. And then paired with that, you have the King of Discs. So I'm receiving this frequency, this very specific channeling of somebody who is looking at their material world, even more specifically, you're looking at your money, your resources, finances, maybe the way that you use it, the way that you work and manifest it. And there's something that's not, I was going to say extremely dissatisfying. It's not extreme. It's just that you know that something needs a regroup. You can sense that there's something about your life that is dissatisfactory, whether your access to money, the way that you're living it, the things, the way that you spend your money. I'm getting the frequency of somebody who goes through their month to month. Somebody who expects a certain amount of money. You know that sensation where you don't know where your money goes. You have it, you see it, you spend, and then suddenly it disappears, like it's just poofing out of thin air, and it just keeps almost slipping out of your fingers in like an annoying cyclical way. But that isn't, it's not like, I'm not getting a lack or like a brokenness or anything. It's just more like you want to be richer, you want to be more abundant, and now you need to think and figure out how to bring it about. Whether resources or like a material 3D existence you are seeking for it to be more for you, more, That's what I'm receiving with these 2 cards. Let me just sit with it more before I move on to the story that follows, which I think is the solution to this frequency. Morning, Lisa. I'm doing fine, thank you. I hope you're well too. Yeah, let me just sit with these 2 cards a bit more, sorry. Let me look into the 7 of Discs, actually, to unpack what's going on here. Okay, so just for further, because I know I've read this interpretation a lot before. I will read it again, but just for further support in understanding this energy, there are paragraphs for each card that gives like a little bit of a backstory according to how she has described it, Silicon Way. Hi, Jasmine. And the title of the paragraph where they write the story, where she writes the story, is called Self-Absorption or Observation. And I think for this case in particular, it's observation, strictly observation. But yeah, bearing in mind as well that the King of Discs is at risk of being a self-absorbed, black and white, strict, blunt person. So just be aware of that within you, just as like a frequency. yeah, before I move on, that is something you should look out for in yourself. Look out for that tendency of being so self-absorbed and self-oriented and possibly even materialistically obsessed that you don't see a solution, or that you obsess over one aspect of your life or your living experience and you neglect everything else. I'm also getting the sense of somebody who's so obsessed with manifesting money and riches and abundance that, yeah, you neglect everything else. You neglect your need for connection, company. Maybe this period of stagnancy and trying to understand your relationship with money, trying to get more of it, has put you in this very unnecessary stage of isolation and stagnancy. This card speaks of a need for quiet observation before action, but also a need to check your underlying motivation. Yes, very important. Check your underlying motivation. I'm receiving the frequency, which I've read a lot on before, of, and I think we've all spoken about this in this esoteric community, of how when you try to manifest money for yourself, don't just think about the money. Think about what you want to do with the money. And think about the kind of experiences you want to have. Yeah. Check your underlying motivations to ensure you aren't sabotaging your plans by a lack of action. But I don't think that's what's happening here. You're not sabotaging your plans by lack of action. Definitely not. This lack of action is very intentional. You do need more time to rearrange your intentions. Yeah. I'm getting the risk of materialism here, which feels misplaced for the people I read for. If you resonate with me and you resonate with my work, you're definitely a very spiritual person. And as someone who's spiritual, we do have to let go of our grip or like obsession over material stuff. So just be aware of that. Becoming aware of the body's messages, working with it for self-knowing, that's very important. I will get into the cards that followed. That is a solution, like a practical step forward to closer achieving your dreams. Practically speaking, work with your body. Massage points, massage your hands and feet. Meditation, but specifically breath work, not just the idea of being still. Breathe deeply as often as you can. You'll be surprised at how helpful breathing deeply is in processing information. It's crazy. I believe in breath work and body work and somatic work so much that I'm surprised that doctors with, ailments and dealing with your ailments, I'm surprised they don't, along with the prescriptions, tell you, remember to breathe deep, remember to hydrate. They don't tell you the simple shit. And then recognizing your limitations. And the King of Discs, to me, is somebody who is very good at that. That's how I believe he manifests such secure abundance, not just big, but secure. Like the King of Discs, when he brings in money, it doesn't go. He's incredibly responsible. So in that responsibility, acknowledging what you can and can't do. I'm also getting the frequency of acknowledging when it is that you're tired, because that may be a phase that you're going through right now where you've pushed yourself so hard, all in the name of this material security. And now you may be reaching a slow go. A go slow. Sorry, it's called a go slow. Like you're just moving slower, you're not as productive as you expect yourself to be. Please don't put pressure on yourself for that. Then let's get into the exciting solutions. These cards, brilliant. This is a story of firstly, commitment, achievement, right? Some divine union, not just in relationship, as this card would indicate, but in community, very counter to this energy, to me, because of how expansive this energy is and how not so much contracting or constricting, but like still this energy is. This has a lot of movement because of how expansive it is. So you can expect a kind of expansion for you. This is a story though. So let me because I went right to the end, excited about the fact that this showed up. This is such a beautiful card. This is akin to me to the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, in this card, in this deck, the 10 of Pentacles looks more like the 10 of Cups to me, and the 10 of Pentacles in this deck, which is the 10 of Discs. Anyway, it's not even here, so it doesn't matter. The point is that this is coming, and I'm very excited for all of us because it's an energy that we've all been tapping into for months now, since Libra season, since just before Libra season, actually, where we can all expect divine union. So anyone who is sitting and waiting, all the people that come into my tarot and chills and they ask about their exes and when love will come, whatever. It's coming, doll. After this, though, after the 7 of Cups, Justice, and then the 1 of Discs, which has the same kind of implications that the 7 of Discs has in terms of needing to work with your body's messages, paying attention to that. This card also speaks of seeing what is, and the King of Discs is very good as well at that. Oh, and this card also implies the same thing, recognizing limitations, seeing what is. Look at what you're working with. But don't try to put logic into it. This card is it really highlights the need to follow your intuition. Yeah, follow your body's messaging. Now I'm trying to tap into what that might mean for someone who's never practiced that before. Like, how do you tap into what your body has to say? This will have to take research on your part, somatic work. Research some at-home somatic practices that you can do. Don't expect when you do this body work to get an answer straight away. It's definitely something that takes time and consistency in order for you to receive changes. I've been doing like body somatic type work focus in my rituals for about like a year now. When I started in the beginning, and you should also be aware of this if you are interested in actually intentionally doing somatic work, that a lot of shit will come up first. If you've never heard of like a somatic session, I hadn't before I started this, but just in case you haven't either, it's worth remembering that when you do this, when you do go about, for example, massaging your sacral or doing those body movements that are supposed to uncover, release, heal parts of your emotional body and trauma, things come up. You may do the somatic work and then you'd find that for the rest of the day, you're super exhausted or you're super depressed out of nowhere. That's your body processing the information that you went about bringing out, or activating with the massage or with the whatever somatic work. Yoga as well is very powerful somatic work, very underrated. And exactly, Lisa, what's meant for you will find you. It is already on its way. That's very true of the messaging that's here. Especially with these 2 cards, these 3 cards actually, the energy of this is giving that. You have to be very intentional about the somatic work that you get into. Please remember that if you're somebody who is like emotionally sensitive, then I think that it might be helpful for you as you embark on the somatic work and starting yoga in a more religious fashion, for example, or exercise or whatever. I think it would be useful for you to inform someone in your community that you're doing it, so that, or like have an accountability buddy or some way of letting out your experience, journaling, video diarizing, whatever. But now I've gone off very focused on this, and I'd like to look at the rest of the cards for a second. Let me just put them in the order that they came. So, as a story, I'm receiving that. I'm receiving a material situation. I'm receiving, very specific ones now. I'm receiving the energy of someone who is deciding whether or not a relationship or pursuing a relationship is worth it. I'm receiving the frequency of someone who wants to pursue a relationship, knows that it's worth it, but is still afraid, which makes sense. I'm receiving justice for a relationship or connection that could not flourish in the past, but is going to flourish now, soon after watching this. I'm receiving that you need to put more faith in the karmic scales, balancing. I've said these exact words in a previous reading, which I'll find and link in the description of this video. It's very important that you understand that the work that you put in is not in vain. You have not been working for nothing. Materially and spiritually, energetically, none of anything you do is for nothing. All of your intention, is caught by the universe, you know? There's also the statement that's actually in a song by a South African artist named Zoe Modika, where she says in Xhosa, inyembezi zabantu azweli phansi, which means your tears won't fall down, they won't touch the ground. Essentially, like when you cry, God or your angels, they catch your tears, you know, and they work with it and they mold it. Let's say, for the sake of the story, they mold it into the sword, into the scale, into the jewel that covers their eye in order to understand how to bring in justice to you. You know what I mean? You're definitely going to get I'm receiving a gift, essentially, a gift of connection and of love, of union. Thank God. Because this journey and the journey of awareness in general, 2 sevens, by the way, 2 blaring messages of the need to exercise your discernment. Trust your intuition. It also seems like you are someone who does naturally trust their intuition. I feel like I'm reading, with this card falling out, I feel I'm reading for someone who's confident. Wow, I've lost the train of thought that I had before, but holding these cards up, I mean, with the 2 sevens, discernment season. It's time to practice discernment. However, I'm not sure what the discernment is, because it seems like the choice has already been made, even on a universal level. I'm receiving the frequency of 2 people who unequivocally belong together, but the material unfolding of their story and of them belonging together hasn't incarnated yet. There are 2 people who really belong together, but they're not actually together. But they will be, absolutely and undoubtedly. I'm receiving, though, that it's going to take a bit of time. Let me get one more card and see. There's so many scattered messages. Okay, we have the Queen of Rods. Maybe part of the reason that this connection isn't happening in this moment right now is because I feel like I'm reading for somebody who's energetically powerful and intimidating. And then you have the Queen of Rods at the bottom of the deck. Okay, very specific message. Somebody wants, they desire you, but they seem to be intimidated by your energy. And I've read about this a lot, actually, for a lot of people in specifically who tune into me and in the esoteric community. There's something about our energy that is almost upgrading, where a lot of people may suddenly be very intimidated by you. Or they've always been intimidated by you, and you're going to start being aware of it now. I'm getting the sense of somebody who wants to be with someone, but they are intimidated by them, and they respect and are humbled and essentially intimidated by all the energetic work and everything that they've processed. They may not be aware of it directly. You two may not have discussed it in any way, but they can see it in your eyes. They can see it in the way that you are. They can see in your demeanor that you are very energetically powerful. You've done a lot of energetic work. You've been through a lot of shit. And so you're not someone to fuck with. You're not someone to just like approach casually. You're not a casual date person. You're not a casual sex person or casual hookup person. I'm getting the sense that this person really, really respects you. So they don't want to fuck about regarding how it is that they not just approach you, but that they offer something. Someone is building towards offering you something big, not just a can I take you out on a date? More like, can I take care of you? Literally, can I take care of you? Can I take care of your needs? So that's also, I guess, something that may be useful for you, regardless of whatever this frequency is. For you as an individual, I think it's important for you to be in touch with your needs. Like I said, work with your body. Get strict and open-minded about what you want, and understand that anything you want is possible. I think now would be a good time to do that thing where you write details of the partner that you want to manifest. Write as many characteristics as possible about the kind of person you want to be with. If you want to really focus on, if you really want to take it further, and I think this is taking it further, this is taking manifesting your relationship further, write a list of the kind of person you want to be and let that be the focal point. Just stay focused on that. And then whoever is meant to offer you commitment, whoever you're meant to be with, it will be very natural when they arrive. I am getting the suggestion for you to just focus on yourself, though, as encouragingly divine love as this reading is. I think at the root of it is you needing to focus on yourself, understand how powerful you are, possibly process more trauma, as it seems like there's still some residue. Then you have the Eight of Rods. Ooh, and the Fool. Har har. Oh boy, the Fool. This is the naughtiest card that I've ever seen in any tarot ever. And I love watching tarot videos. I love the tarot verse. I've never seen a naughtier face in my life. On a deck, I've never seen a naughtier face. Scylla Conway really killed it with this one. I love the way she illustrated the Fool. I'm getting huge sudden change in like relationship status. I'm getting a very sudden I'm getting a very sudden change in living circumstances. I thought that it was a slow pace thing because of the Seven of Cups and how the energy of the need to discern, discernment, the need to apply discernment naturally implies the need to take it slow. But I also think that it feels like the more you practice it, the higher chance you have of just clicking into a reality or a realization or a way of being or whatever that will then cause it will cause a a very exciting ripple effect in the way things start to unfold in your life, which is to also remind you that you haven't done, there's nothing more you can do. Please don't think that you're not doing enough. The King of Discs is also prone to doing that. It's prone to thinking he's not doing enough. Prone to thinking that he needs to do more. Always stressed out. And almost done. Yeah, also very you need to have more hope, please. Please, I'm begging you. I'm actually begging. Have more hope and trust in yourself, trust in your story. I'm also getting the need to, no, never mind. I was going to say the need to pray more, but the King of Discs is naturally grounded energetically, so he wouldn't really need to pray so much as he just need to be present. Try to be present, man. Try to be present. Something beautiful is unfolding, yeah, very exciting. Very unknown, which is funny considering that you'd be watching a tarot reading to find more answers, but these two cards together is very much a you wait and see. And it's going to happen so much quicker than I think you understand. This was intended to be a weekly reading. So this does feel like something that could transpire in the next 7 days. But no, actually, yes. Yeah, this actually could legitimately transpire within the next 7 days. So keep your eye out for offerings, romantic offerings, maybe like subtle messagings of people who are interested in you, interested in your energy, possibly interested in working with you. I'm getting as well the sense of like, of that, yeah. Ooh, lots of clues about how attractive you are. How attractive people find you. You may be very surprised by your magneticism during this week, the next 7 days. Let me read the full and then close off with that. Fun energy, fun week, funness, just so much fun. This is very, I don't know, it's fun to me because of the presence of the potential of divine union and connection. And these cards together, also imply a lovely sexual experience, which as a Scorpio, tropical Scorpio, is my vibe. So this card speaks of preparing to leap into the unknown, taking risks, unexpected and inexplicable occurrences, a new path of destiny, possibly a warning to take care, pitfalls lie ahead. I think that statement is natural with life in general. Like, life is full of pitfalls. So time to take major decisions, time to make major decisions, paradox, apparent contradiction, someone who embodies the full. Yeah, I'm definitely receiving the potential of somebody, a surprise. Again, not just can I date you or can I take you out on a date? A surprise kind of, I want to commit myself to you. I see what you've done. I see your work. I love it. I love your vibe. Can we build together? If this is a potential work thing, can we create this project together? Can we collaborate? Yes, big opportunity to make a lot of money as well. So maybe not a relationship, but like a commitment in work, like a wonderful opportunity to work with someone and make a shit ton of money. Believe in the potential of that, as it does feel like a new project that you won't be able to fully understand the potential of, but there's a lot of potential in whatever this offering is. So much potential. Even if it's just in romance, this is this is a very powerful union, actually. Romance or not, this is very powerful, and this will be a very powerful shift in your material world. And it'll be something that you have been deserving, been praying for, been hoping for, been wish fulfillment. Very typical, ideal wish fulfillment that is secure, that is not going to go anywhere. It will not disappear. It's not going to be one of those blessings where you get gifted with it and then you only get a little bit of time and then it disappears. It's a gift that is going to have longevity, that will essentially shift or upgrade you into a new way of living, being that is so much more abundant and secure. No more lack. I'm so grateful that cards like the Five of Swords aren't falling out anymore, because that was an annoying card to constantly receive. This was a beautiful reading. I see the sun, I see the lovers, I saw the Nine of Discs. It's brilliant. Thank you so much, Lisa. And thank you for your presence and your comments. Good that you see a lot of angel numbers daily. That means, in my opinion, that you are daily aligned. You are daily directly connected to God, which is brilliant. Yeah, thank you for your comments and for your participation in this live. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to reach out to me personally via DMs if you're looking for a personal reading. I do at this point do 1 card pulls for free. Anything else will have to be negotiated according to energy investment. And yeah, thank you so much for being present for this one. I'm really excited for what's to come for you in terms of how your material life is going to change. It is going to be so beautiful and relaxing. I'm getting a lot of that as well. You're going to get a real chance to enjoy yourself and release and heal from a lot of shit that you thought you wouldn't heal from. God bless all of us. Personally, this is exactly what I would need. So I'm very happy, very, very happy for you. And I hope that you are looking forward to these changes because they're going to be brilliant and they're going to happen a lot quicker than you think. Enjoy yourself. I will see you in the next reading.